I think a common desire that we all have is the idea of having impact with our life. We want our life to count for something. The idea of living 50, 70, 80, 90 years, in some cases 100 years, and it not counting for anything kind of seems like a waste, doesn't it? It's not very inspiring. You know, kids sitting around the classroom when they're kids, especially when they're really young, they used to say things like, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to run Walmart, or, you know, they have these great dreams. Kids sitting around never go, when I grow up, I'm going to be mediocre. It doesn't happen, does it? Doesn't even sound right to say it, does it? So we want to make our life count. And there's a couple of different ways we can do it. Some people like to do it with the bullying approach. Some people think everything is a nail and they're a hammer and they got to beat it into subjection. They're going to yell, they're going to push, they're going to intimidate, they're going to tower over people, they're going to threaten them with their job if it's an employer, or threaten them with the annual bonus. And it's just all this hard hitting, pounding. It's just no fun. Get away from that job if you can. If you can't, we'll pray for you. Well, you know, this does work some. This is the deception of it, is that if you have enough power, you can bully people around to a point, and there is a little success there. The problem is the success is temporary, and probably the old saying, when the cat's away, the mice will play, probably came from this kind of idea that when the bully was gone, people quit doing their work. They were like, he's gone, let's take a break. And it cost the bully more in the long run than had he taken a more constructive, nurturing approach. But a lot of folks don't want to do that because they think the shortcut works better, even though it's costing them more in the long run. They can't see that. Let's look at the Pharisees versus Jesus for a moment. We have two distinct different ways of doing things. The Pharisees were the bullies. They were the religious bullies, and they were going to force everybody to do the right thing. You did it their way, or you got kicked out of the temple. You couldn't play their game anymore. And then along comes Jesus. And Jesus is just loving everybody. And he's not condemning anyone. And he's just encouraging folks and teaching folks to do the right thing. And if they want to follow him, they're welcome. And if they don't want to follow him, that's their choice. They can go another direction. He's just not there to force people to conform to his will. He's just there to offer the opportunity. Now, where are the Pharisees today? You know, I have an idea, and I haven't looked this up historically, but my basic idea is the Pharisees have ceased to be any significant force somewhere around the destruction of Jerusalem. They may still exist in name to this very day, but who cares? They're irrelevant. On the other hand, Jesus, who came with love, what happened to him? They killed him, right? When he was about 33. And 2,000 years later, what's still the number one religious name on the planet? Which works better? Being a bully, intimidating, manipulating people, or being more like Jesus and loving people? Now, it's real easy to figure out up here, isn't it? It's when we get to the emotional part, because when we get emotional, it's all of a sudden like, I don't want to have to work that hard. I don't want to have to put in all the effort. You see, this bullying, yelling, and being stronger than you, that's the shortcut. And it does work short term. It's temporary success. Got that. But do you want temporary success, or do you want long-term success? And if you're going to go for long-term success, then you're going to have to learn how to use love. And that means being wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, and yes, that takes more effort. That takes a lot more effort, but in the end, it produces a lot more fruit. And so if you want to make your life count, and I mean really count, then this is the path. So I say this sometimes, and we'll close with this idea. At your grave, people are going to stand around after you die, maybe your visitation, and they're going to tell a few cute stories, because we all have some cute stories. But overall, people are going to feel one of two ways. They're going to go, man, I sure am going to miss him. I'm going to miss her. She was so great. She was so caring. She was nurturing. She was kind. She was loving. She just felt like, made my life feel like it had more meaning. And I'm going to miss that person so much. Or they're going to stand around your grave and go, whew, man, I didn't think they'd ever die. Man, I'm glad they're gone. Now, I hope they don't say that out loud, but they're going to stand around going, man, I can go live my life now without having them hanging over my head all the time, yelling and pushing me around. Whew, I'm glad they're gone. Now, your choice, and it is your choice. Which one do you want at your grave? True sorrow and truly missing you? Or secretly staying like old Roy Clark sang his song about thanking God and Greyhound, she's gone. Now, something serious to think about. I hope you choose to make your life count, and I hope you impact your area like no one can. But I hope you do it through love. Put your comments below. Give it some thought. Have a great day.